So anyone who's been a part of the channel for a long time probably knows that I used to post skits on this channel. The little sketches that I thought were funny probably weren't, but I posted them anyways, and I put them out there, and they didn't do very well. The viewership wasn't very good. I assume the YouTube algorithm just doesn't like videos that are that short, so I found a new avenue to post these goofy little sketches to make people chuckle, and that's a platform that I asked you guys on Twitter if you want me to do, and all of you said no, basically, but I'm doing it anyways. I'm starting a TikTok account because gotta get with the times somehow. But yeah, if you want to have a little chuckle about Formula One, I will leave a link in the description down below so you can go follow me over on the talk. Can't believe I just called it that, but let's just get to what you clicked on this video for. So welcome back to Mercedes. Please stop winning. Please, it hurts. Please just stop. Please just let someone else win. And I hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the channel. Now, a while ago, I made a video about the state of Formula One in Canada, and I ripped into the two drivers, Nicholas Latifi and Lance Stroll, saying they don't have the talent and they don't have the personality to kind of bring the sport into a more focal point in Canada. I have since had a bit of a revelation on our boy Sir Lancelot. It has come to my attention that he's actually grown quite a bit. Maybe not so much in the way of personality, he's still a bit of a dud when it comes to that, but in terms of getting results, I think Lance Stroll is finally a good F1 driver, and here's why. Now, I feel the biggest problem with Lance Stroll is he came into the sport far too young. He did not have enough time to develop in junior categories before being pushed up into the literal pinnacle of motorsport. He came in when he was 18 years old, and that's just far too young to enter F1 unless your name is Max Verstappen. But even still, in his first season with the Williams team, he had 40 points, which is solid. He was 3 points back of his extremely veteran teammate Felipe Massa. And not to mention, he had a podium in that season in Baku, which is no small task. Baku is an extremely technical and challenging circuit, and just making it to the end of that race is pretty impressive for a rookie. He then went on to score just 6 points the next year in 2018 with the Williams team, which isn't really a reflection of his own skill or talent. It's more so a reflection of the Williams team making a car with about as much aerodynamic integrity as a Lincoln Navigator. Also, does anyone actually remember Sergei Sorokin? Because no, I don't either. He then moved on to the team with the Pink Panther car Racing Point, which was basically his dad's start to his Disney-like monopoly over Formula One teams, which made it a very controversial move to begin with. It then did not help whatsoever that Lance only scored 21 points that season, just half of what he had in that 2017 Williams. And not to mention his teammate and recent F1 soap opera star Sergio Perez put up 52 points that season, just landslide victory. Landslide beat his teammate, and things were not looking good for Lance in 2019. Definitely a low point of his career. Things were looking rather bleak for my fellow Canadian, but that was until 2020 when Racing Point did something no one even thought was legal, and that was copy the previous year's championship winning car. And with that car, 2020 is set to be the biggest test of Lance Stroll's career so far to date. He's 21 years old now, he's got plenty of experience behind the wheel of an F1 car, he has a really good looking, somehow legal car, and a very good teammate as a measuring stick in Sergio Perez. So the pressure is on Lance to get the results now, or else it's going to show that he does not belong in the sport, and honestly, it's been a huge year of progression for Lance. He's already gone ahead and crushed his previous personal best points in a season with 57 so far, and with 6 races remaining at the time of recording this video, he has plenty of time to get even more points on the season. And sure, Perez is still beating him this season so far with 68 points to his name, but with such a jam-packed, tight midfield this year, we really can't draw any conclusions until the season is over because it is just so tight, and Lance is close enough to Sergio where he could theoretically pass him if he gets those results. But looking at his results so far this season, he has 7 consecutive points finishes, including a podium finish at Monza, which, yes, he had to capitalize on other people's misfortunes and had some weird red flag tire changing rules, but he still had to get his car into that position to begin with, and that's no small feat. So with that all said, I feel like I can sit here and say in 2020, this has been Lance Stroll's best season of his F1 campaign thus far, and it had to be. With all the pressure he had on him, he needed this to be a good season to prove all the doubters wrong that he does belong in Formula One. And I say he continues to progress as a driver. Will he be anything spectacular? Doubtful, but I see him turning into a driver much like his outgoing teammate Sergio Perez, a guy that gets consistent results, doesn't rock the boat too much, can capitalize and get a weird win or podium when it needs to be happening, and really, what more can you ask from just a solid F1 driver? Now, I keep saying that 2020 was his biggest test so far in his career, and that just gets a whole lot harder in 2021, which will be his next massive test in this sport, where he gets a teammate, 4-time World Drivers' Champion Sebastian Vettel, driving alongside him. And I say Lance holds his own. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Lance is going to beat Sebastian Vettel, because I don't think he will, but I say he holds his own. He's going to progress, he's going to continue to get better, and I say he stays up there with his teammate. And as upsetting as it is for me, and I'm sure for a lot of you out there watching as well, it is tough to watch Perez leave a team that he's put so much effort into and done so much for, right as the car is starting to get decent and challenge for some decent points. But I can honestly see the mentality that Racing Point is going for here. You have a driver in Lance Stroll who's younger by a substantial amount than Sergio Perez, who looks like he's kind of forming himself into a similar style of driver as Checo, and is going to be much better in the long term because he's so much younger. It sucks to watch, it sucks to see Perez leave the team, but honestly, I can see the mentality that Racing Point is taking, and I've been way too critical of Lance in the past. For real, us Canadians, we have to stick together. So Lance, I'm sorry. I hope you do better next year with Aston Martin. The green's coming back. Alright, so there is another one done, dusted, in the books for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. Feel free to comment down below if you agree, if you disagree with me. Does Lance Stroll deserve his seat in Formula One? And with that said, feel free to follow me over on Twitter at the Apex F1 as usual. Love having conversations about the races down there. Feel free to lick the stamp, send that subscribe button down below, drop a like if you really liked it, and don't miss the Apex. Peace.